Hey guys, my name is Ben Howard. Today we're out here at Tyger River Disc Golf Course getting ready for the Hubcity Amateur Championships. This is the second out of the three courses we're going to be playing for that tournament. I already did a practice round at Woodruff if you want to go back and watch that. But this one's going to be kind of in the middle between the two courses, and when it comes to difficulty. With Woodruff, you want to get as many birdies as you can. Pipeline, you want to try and survive and not get too many bogeys. Here, I'm just going to try and shoot the best I can. The back nine is going to be harder than the front nine, so I'm really going to need to get my birdies on the front nine. So I'd like to be somewhere around 4 or 5 under through the front nine, and then just kind of see what we can do in the back nine. But right now we're on hole 1. This is a par 3, 270 feet. Basket straight ahead. But we're not going to be going through this gap. We're probably going to be going through this gap with either a forehand or some kind of late flipping backhand. I'm going to throw both just to kind of get warmed up, but my main play typically is just going to be a forehand that fades in front of this tree and just gets a nice skip towards the basket. Oh, that's good. Just get in front of it. Yeah. Well, a roll. Go, 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 go. Yeah. I didn't get the skip I wanted, but I actually got a nice roll towards the basket, so I should be inside the circle, but I'm going to throw the backhand now. Too low. That's not bad, though. Woo, a little high. It's in. This is a very good hole to get, especially for starting here, because this isn't a very hard hole to get a par on, but getting the birdie on this hole is typically pretty difficult, so this is always a really good hole to get. All right, guys, so we're on hole 2. This is a par 3, 220 feet. Basket's through this gap, tucked way off to the left. Really, what we're trying to do in this hole is just hit that gap with something really overstable and just have it immediately start pushing left and hopefully get a nice skip near the end. My problem on this hole is for some reason I always pull it on this one, so just really going to try and focus on just hitting that gap with this, and if I get down there, I get down there, but I just want to hit the gap. That's all I need to do. There we go. I actually did it. I threw it a little too soft. I need to throw it a little bit harder to get the actual, because you need to push forward a little bit and then have it start fading, and it kind of just cut the corner. So I don't know. We'll see. I might have a putt from there. Okay, yeah. So I didn't give it enough power and just kind of left it a little short. But getting this close to the basket is really nice, just because it's really easy to end up in a really bad spot on this hole and have to end up scrambling. So the fact that I have a putt at all is going to be nice, but I'm going to do a little dad putt or horseshoe putt. That's it. That's fine. This is one of the holes you typically like to get on the front nine, but like I said, getting a par on this one is never a bad thing. All right, guys, so we're on hole 3. This is the first long tee pad we've actually run into. It's a par 3, 330 feet, but don't let that fool you, because this is probably the hardest hole to get the birdie on the entire course. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if nobody got the birdie on this hole throughout the entire tournament, because going uphill the entire way, and you have to bend something just short of this tree in the middle of the fairway, have it bend right, and then push another like 200 feet probably, still going uphill. So best thing you can really try and do on this hole is like a power forehand that'll kind of be pushing forward and fading at the same time, or some kind of like late flipping backhand that'll push straight while keeping its height. That's the hardest thing on this hole, is trying to get the disc to keep its height even though you're throwing it through a tight gap. And best thing you can really hope for on this one's like a circle 2 look. So we'll see what we'll do. I'm probably going to go forehand on this one, just because it's a much simpler shot than trying to throw like a flipping backhand, but I'll probably throw one just to test out and see what we can get. Skip right. Oh, sit. Okay, that's fine. That skip would have been really nice because it would have got me a little bit closer to the basket, but from there I'll have like a 200-foot approach shot that'll probably feel a little bit farther just because I'm throwing it uphill. Let's see what we can do with the backhand. Yeah, pushed it too far. That's the other problem with this, with the backhand, is like you're trying to get it to push straight, but there's that wall of trees just right there. Yeah, so from here you can see what I've got left. It's not too bad. Just biggest thing is I don't want to go fade out left because there's a ditch over there and I can end up with like a 30-foot putt if I'm not careful. So just going to try and leave this on the right side of the basket. Give myself easy putt. I pulled it a little bit. Kick left off the tree. Yeah, that'll be a putt. Get there. Ah, don't do that. Okay. This one's not a bad one to take a bogey on because, like, as you could tell, the par's not an easy play really. It's requires two really good shots, and if you can't make your putts, you're not going to get a par on this hole. So, yeah, I did notice the hatchet was actually really close to the basket. Like I was probably less than 100 feet, but the only problem was I was like, in the middle of all that junk. So I'd say the backhand is definitely a really good play to get up here for like a long circle two putt, but I think I'm just going to stick with the forehand just to play for par. All right, guys, so we're on hole 4. This is a par 3, 378 feet. Basket's just straight ahead. Biggest thing to worry about is we're going downhill with a really low ceiling, so I really just need to throw something low, flat, and driven hard. You don't want to throw anything that has any amount of flip to it, because throwing it hard, nose down, downhill is just going to make it want to flip more. So really just got to pick the glidiest and just straightest disc in your bag to try and hit this gap. No, dang it. That's the one thing you can't do on this hole is hit early. Oh, come out of it, come out of it, come out of it. Go left, go left. Oh, okay, I'm just leaning against the tree. Okay. You gotta be careful on this approach shot because it didn't really look like it, but it's pretty easy to go long and up with like a really obstructed 30-footer. So go with the Sonic, just bend late. Ah, no Anheuser. Ugh, that was terrible. Need it higher and on Anheuser, not throw it flat and low. But I might have a putt from there. We'll see. Drop. Yes. Woo-hoo-hoo. I needed that. Thank goodness. All right, guys, so we're on hole 5. This is a par 3, 200 feet, just straight ahead. This is one of the ones I got to get because, as you can tell with the last few holes, there's not a ton of birdies out here that are as gettable as a 200-foot hole, but got to be careful, though, because, as you can tell, there's a lot of rough out here, and if I hit this gap initially, bogey comes into play fast. So just got to slow down, take my time, and just hit this gap. Well, I missed my gap, but I missed every other tree in the fairway, so I'll probably have like a 30-footer from there. Let me throw one more to actually hit the gap. Good grief. This one gets in your head so much because of how tight that gap is, but I mean, it's a 200-foot shot. Just hit your line. Oh my gosh. That might be like a 20-footer. Never mind. Just don't even aim for the gap. Just choke it through the woods and see what happens. Swing. Ah, dang. I had to give it height because this tree right here is like perfectly in line with the basket. I needed to give it height and let it fade in. I almost did it. Just needed a little bit lower. But I'll take a par on this hole. All right, guys, so we're on hole 6. This is a par 4, 440 feet. This is the first hole we're playing from a long basket to a long pin. But on this hole, you're really trying to throw something forehand through this gap, have it finish right, either in front of or behind this tree. And from there, you'll have like an approach shot into the green. It's basically a mirrored shot of the tee shot, where you're trying to throw it like a backhand with something overstable to get to finish left. Not near as hard, but kind of same idea pretty much. But yeah, you could throw a backhand on this one, I guess, but forehand's I think the best play. Get through it. Get through it. Yeah. That should be good. Being long makes that approach shot a little bit more difficult, but that should be fine. All right, guys. So sorry, I had some technical difficulties. My phone overheated after I threw my shot, and we missed it. But basically, what I ended up doing is having to throw a forehand roller because of how close I was to this tree, and how tucked off I am to the left side of this fairway. So I'll try and recreate it best I can. But let's see. It's actually going to be. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I've been in the shade for the entirety of this hole. I don't know why it's overheating on me, but I'll try and get it cooled down between holes. But as you can see, forehand rollers are a really good option for this approach shot because of how low the ceiling is and just matches the shape of the hole really well. So definitely it would be recommended, especially if you're off where I was. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're on hole 7. This is a par 3, 216 feet just straight ahead on top of these rocks. Really, all I'm trying to do is just get as close as I can because, as you can tell, it's pretty elevated. But biggest thing to pay attention to is this tree off to the right makes it to where you have a low ceiling. So I've got to kind of punch it through the gap and throw it something a little bit faster than I would normally want to throw on this type of shot. But let's go ahead and do it. So early. Oh, wow. That was a really nice skip. Let me throw one more because that's terrible. Just slipped out of my hand. I got to punch it through. Come on. I came out on some hyzer when I need it flat, but that's probably pin high. I'm going to step up to a mid-range for this one, see if that helps. That's much better. That might be what I need to do, just step up to a mid, so that way I can keep that low flight, but still have it push a lot farther, because that's way better. I'm going to try one more mid. One more. And that's going to be too far. Dang, I almost made it to the road. But yeah, I'll probably go with the mid, just because of how touchy it is with those putters. And it'll be a lot easier to maintain that height through that gap with the mid. All right, so I'm close enough to where I need to run this because this is another hole that I need to get the birdie on. Luckily, I've got pretty good speed control with my putt. Just got to make sure that I give it a run, but just give it a little bit extra height and just kind of get to stall into the basket instead of going through the basket. Oh, almost. All right, guys, so we're on hole 8. This is a par 3, 364 feet just straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is we're going a little uphill. So you got to throw something either a little bit flippier or a little bit faster than you normally would on this hole. And right behind the basket, there's a hill that drops down like probably about 6 to 10 feet. And then just behind that, there's the OB road. So if you just kind of blast something up there, you can go OB long, which I'm not worried about it too much because it's a really hard shot to get up there. But I'm just going to try to throw something at this tree, get it to bend right off of it, and just push straight. Just see what kind of look I can give myself. That looks really good. Fade a little bit for me. Oh yeah. I think that's short, but that's up there. I'll take it. So typically I would lay this up because a par on this one's really good, but I'm an MA1. I need as many strokes as I can get. Oh, you weenie. Oh, that was terrible. This is why you don't want to go long on this hole because you end up down here, have like 50-foot look at it, but let's go ahead and make it. Oh, right in line, just a little short. I wouldn't mind taking the bogey if I actually ran that putt, but that was such a terrible run. Ugh. feels gross. All right, guys, we're on hole 9, final hole of the video. This is a par 3, 230 feet. Basket's just up here, tucked off to the left. I moved y'all over there so you could see the basket, but I'm gonna move you back over here to the left so that way you can actually see my shot. But just a stock, overstable putter, throw it flat, just get the carry left. Only thing to really worry about is there's a big tree off the left. If you get behind that, you're pretty much in jail, and you don't want to go too far long because then you end up with like a weird low ceiling, like 30-footer. Get through it. Get through it. Okay. Ugh. I need that flat and more driven. I threw it too soft, but I can get up enough for par from there. Go, go. Ah, almost. All right, guys, to finish up the front nine out here at Tyger. I'm not mad with how I played today. I just kept like it kept feeling like I was making just one mistake per hole, and it was just leading me to take one more stroke than I would have wanted to on each hole. But I was able to stay away from the double bogeys and didn't take a didn't take a big number on a hole that I didn't really expect to take a big number on. So I'm not mad. It's just something I have to work on before I come back out here for the back nine. And the back nine is a lot more open. There's a little bit more room for error. Biggest thing is though, there's a lot more OB on the back nine. So you can definitely make up some strokes on the back nine. I'm just gonna have to be careful about the OB. But yeah, I should be able to get that out sometime tomorrow, hopefully. And then I'm off to play the Blues at Pipeline. So y'all wish me luck. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and thank y'all for watching. Bye.